Apple has sent shockwaves through the tech world by unveiling a trio of new chips, the M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max, alongside a brand new lineup of 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros. This marks a monumental shift from the previous 13-inch MacBook Pro design, and the latest offerings have exceeded expectations. In this video, I'll provide an in-depth overview of the fresh features and guide you through the decision-making process, so you'll be well informed by the end. First and foremost, let's dive into the design aspect of the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros. In essence, the overall design remains consistent, but there's a notable change. The 14-inch model now offers a more affordable option at just $1,600, a significant reduction from the previous $2,000 starting price. Both the high-end models have received a stylish space black finish, which not only adds an element of sophistication, but also tackles fingerprint issues effectively. As for the feature set, most of the core elements remain intact, with a minor enhancement in the standard display brightness, now peaking at 600 nits compared to the previous 500 nits. Nevertheless, it's crucial to note that the maximum brightness remains unchanged. An astonishing revelation is the fact that the base 14-inch model boasts the same liquid Retina XDR display, providing 600 nits of brightness and incorporating 120 Hz ProMotion technology. This consistency across the board is a pleasant surprise. Other key features, including the 1080p webcam, a powerful 6-speaker sound system, top-notch studio-quality microphones, and advanced Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3 specifications, are retained across the lineup. However, there are a few nuances to consider, such as the absence of Thunderbolt 4 ports on the base 14-inch model, impacting external connectivity options. Furthermore, the base M3 14-inch MacBook Pro is equipped with a slightly smaller battery, measuring 70 watt-hours instead of the previous 72.4 watt-hours. Despite the reduction in battery capacity, the energy-efficient M3 chip ensures an improvement in battery life, offering 15 hours of wireless web browsing and a remarkable 22 hours of Apple TV app movie playback. In terms of the 14 and 16-inch high-end MacBook Pros, most of the features and specifications remain consistent, with the addition of an advanced thermal architecture that promises improved cooling efficiency. Now, let's delve into the intricacies of the M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max chips, along with Apple's pricing strategy. The M3 chip maintains an 8-core configuration featuring 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores for the CPU, coupled with 10 GPU cores. Notably, it incorporates the latest GPU features, including the revolutionary mesh shader architecture, ray tracing capabilities, and a cutting-edge dynamic caching feature. It's worth mentioning that the base M3 model includes a standard 512GB SSD, a significant improvement compared to the previous generation, eliminating the performance bottlenecks associated with single NAND chip setups. On the other hand, the M3 Pro chip presents a rather perplexing scenario. In some aspects, it has undergone downgrades compared to its predecessor, the M2 Pro. With 37 billion transistors, it's a step down from the previous 40 billion on the M2 Pro. This adjustment is likely a strategic move by Apple to optimize production costs while maintaining the attractive $1,999 price point. However, to achieve this, Apple made changes to the core layout. Although it still offers up to 12 CPU cores, 2 critical performance cores have been replaced with 2 efficiency cores, resulting in a configuration of 6 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. The M3 Pro chip was introduced as 20% faster than the initial M1 Pro. But it's noteworthy that the M2 Pro was already 20% faster than the M1 Pro, indicating little actual improvement. To make matters slightly more complex, the base M3 Pro now ships with a 14-core GPU, a reduction from the previous 16 cores found in the M2 Pro. The downsizing continues, as the fully upgraded unbinned chip offers 18 GPU cores, whereas the prior version featured 19 cores. Furthermore, the M3 Pro's memory bandwidth has been reduced to 150 GB per second, down from the previous 200 gigabytes per second. This change is attributed to the use of 3 memory modules instead of 4, a decision that comes with an interesting silver lining: an upgrade to 18 gigabytes of RAM through 3 6-gigabyte memory modules, as opposed to the previous 16 gigabytes of RAM. These adjustments raise intriguing questions about Apple's decision-making process, with one possible explanation being a deliberate move to create more distinction between the Pro and Max chips. Now moving on to the M3 Max chip, Apple has pulled out all the stops, offering a substantial upgrade that exceeds expectations. In contrast to the trend of downgrades, the M3 Max is a revelation. Instead of facing reductions in its capabilities, it has received substantial improvements. Most notably, the M3 Max now features a colossal 16-core CPU, comprising 4 efficiency cores and an impressive 12 performance cores. This configuration is nothing short of groundbreaking. However, it's essential to highlight that the base model ships with a binned 14-core CPU, sharing similarities with the M2 Max. Apple introduces an intriguing twist here. To unlock the full potential of the M3 Max, users are required to invest an additional $300. This upgrade, while promising, comes with an unexpected twist. To access the unbinned 16-core CPU and the 14-core GPU, you are compelled to commit to a 48 gigabytes RAM configuration. This mandatory RAM expansion adds a considerable $500 to the cost. Nonetheless, as a silver lining, the base model now ships with 36 gigabytes of RAM, an increase from the previous 32 gigabytes, delivering added value to the users. With these detailed insights, it's time to offer a comprehensive buyer's guide. The base M3 14-inch MacBook Pro, priced at $1,600, is an outstanding value proposition. It provides access to the revamped 14-inch design, incorporating rounded edges, extra HDMI port, SD card slot, MagSafe 3 charging, and the mini LED display. Importantly, it delivers these features with no compromises when compared to the high-end models, all at a mere $100 premium. In fact, when you consider the enhanced 512GB SSD at the base price, it becomes evident that this model presents a compelling proposition. For a vast majority of users who do not require the enhanced performance of the M3 Pro or M3 Max, this is the logical choice. The 14-inch M3 Pro model makes sense in certain scenarios. Firstly, if you have a strong preference for the new space black finish, it might tilt your decision. Secondly, those who demand more horsepower may lean towards the M3 Pro, as it boasts 11 CPU cores compared to the base M3's 8 cores, along with a 14-core GPU instead of the base M3's 10-core GPU. Importantly, these enhancements are available at the base price, which opens up the performance spectrum. If you're considering upgrading your base M3's RAM from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes, which often brings the price up to $1,800, it might be prudent to consider the M3 Pro instead. For just $200 more than this upgraded M3 model, you get not only 18 gigabytes of RAM, but also a host of performance improvements. This includes an additional fan, a Thunderbolt port, and support for an extra external display. However, for users who do not place a premium on these factors, the M3 14-inch MacBook Pro remains the practical choice. The M3 Pro chip gains an additional point in its favor if you are adamant about obtaining the 16-inch MacBook Pro size. With a starting price of $2,500, it offers a compelling option for those who require the larger form factor. The ultimate consideration falls to the M3 Max, which presents a significant leap in terms of performance. It is a powerhouse that caters to users who demand the very best. Whether you opt for the 14-inch or 16-inch version, the M3 Max promises unmatched capabilities. However, it's imperative to mention that the base M3 Max ships with a binned 14-core CPU. To unleash the full potential of the M3 Max, you are required to invest an additional $300. This premium is well justified if you require the highest levels of performance, especially if your tasks are of a nature that directly correlates with monetary returns, such as small business work. The potential for business write-offs makes this choice all the more attractive. Additionally, the M3 Max caters to those who seek top-tier graphics, performance, particularly for tasks like Blender rendering and gaming. The introduction of ray tracing and other GPU enhancements adds substantial value. However, It's important to emphasize that for the vast majority of users engaging in typical workloads, the base M3 chip is more than sufficient. In uncertain economic times, financial prudence should be a consideration. The M3 Max is tailored for those who are willing to invest in their tools for complex CPU workloads, tasks that generate income, or those who require the very best in performance. It is also highly relevant for individuals who demand top-tier graphics capabilities, such as gaming or rendering, where the improvements, including ray tracing, deliver significant benefits. In conclusion, the choice between the M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max should be based on your specific requirements and budget considerations. Each model offers a compelling value proposition, but the key is to align your needs with the right MacBook Pro. The M3 14-inch MacBook Pro is an exceptional value choice, offering a great blend of features and affordability. The M3 Pro caters to those who desire the new space black finish, more performance, or require additional RAM without incurring a steep cost. The M3 Max is the top choice for those who demand the very best in performance and can justify the investment. It's all about finding the right balance between your requirements and your budget, especially in the current economic climate. If you have further questions or need advice on your purchase, please feel free to share your queries in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates. This has been your Apple News Update.